The Riq Woolen Devon Achane swap, a desperate trade proposal that exposes both franchises' fundamental misunderstandings. When does a trade rumor become so absurd that it actually reveals more about organizational dysfunction than legitimate roster strategy? When does speculation cross the line from interesting possibility to complete fantasy disconnected from reality? The reported discussions between the Seattle Seahawks and Miami Dolphins involving a straight swap of cornerback Riq Woolen for running back Devon Achane represents exactly that kind of delusional thinking. A proposal so fundamentally flawed from both side perspectives that its mere existence as serious speculation should raise alarm bells about the competence of whoever's floating it. Let's be brutally clear. This trade makes absolutely zero sense for Miami, questionable sense for Seattle, and perfectly encapsulates the kind of panic-driven decision-making that destroys franchises for years. Start with the basic premise. Miami will be trading Devon Achane, a 24-year-old explosive running back who's averaged over 5 yards per carry for his entire career, posted nearly 1,700 combined yards and 16 touchdowns over his first 2 seasons, and represents exactly the kind of versatile offensive weapon that modern NFL offenses are built around. For Riq Woolen, a physically gifted but maddeningly inconsistent cornerback who's been more liability than asset for Seattle this season. That's not asset management. That's not smart roster construction. That's organizational malpractice disguised as addressing needs, and it perfectly demonstrates why Miami is 1 of 5 and spiraling toward complete irrelevance. Let's examine Riq Woolen's situation with Seattle, because understanding why the Seahawks would even consider moving him reveals just how problematic he's been this season. Woolen entered the NFL as a 5th-round pick in 2022 with elite physical tools. 6 feet 4 inches height for .26 40-yard dash speed, and the kind of length that makes offensive coordinators nervous about throwing in his direction. His rookie season showed flashes of brilliance mixed with expected growing pains, and Seattle believed they'd found a developmental cornerback who could eventually become a shutdown defender. That optimism has evaporated in 2025 as Woolen has struggled mightily with consistency, technique, and mental processing. The tape doesn't lie, and Woolen's 2025 film is absolutely brutal. He's been beaten repeatedly on deep routes despite having the speed to stay with receivers. His technique in press coverage has regressed rather than improved, allowing receivers easy releases and creating separation before routes even develop. His ball skills, which should be a strength given his basketball background and athleticism, have been non-existent, with multiple opportunities for interceptions dropped or misplayed. Most damningly, his effort and focus have been questioned by coaches and teammates, with visible instances of poor angles, missed tackles, and mental lapses that suggest he's not fully engaged or prepared. Seattle's willingness to even discuss trading Woolen after just 3 seasons reveals how frustrated they become with his development or lack thereof. The Seahawks have invested significant coaching resources into improving his technique, tried moving him between outside corner and slot roles to find better fits, and given him every opportunity to establish himself as a reliable starter. None of it has worked, and now they're facing the uncomfortable reality that their developmental project might be a bust who needs a change of scenery to salvage his career. That's the context for why Seattle would consider this trade. Woolen has become more problem than solution, and converting him into an offensive weapon like Achane would address their running back depth while removing a defensive liability. But here's where Seattle's logic starts breaking down. Trading a struggling cornerback for an elite running back only makes sense if you have adequate cornerback depth to absorb Woolen's departure and genuine need for running back help. Seattle's cornerback situation behind Woolen is not great. They'd be creating a hole in their secondary to fill a position where they already have Kenneth Walker, 3 performing at a high level. Walker has been excellent this season. Over 600 rushing yards, solid yards per carry average, and consistent production that's kept Seattle's offense balanced and effective. Adding Achane would give them elite depth and versatility, but it's a luxury addition rather than addressing a critical need. The contract considerations actually favor Seattle significantly in this hypothetical trade. Woolen is on his rookie deal through 2025 with a 5th-year option available for 2026, meaning he's incredibly cheap and provides team control for at least 2 more seasons. Achane is also on his rookie contract through 2026, so both players offer similar cost control and financial flexibility. From a pure salary cap perspective, this trade is essentially neutral for both sides, which removes one potential obstacle to getting a deal done. Now let's examine this disaster from Miami's perspective, because this is where the trade proposal becomes truly indefensible. The Dolphins would be surrendering their most explosive offensive weapon, the one player who can turn any touch into a touchdown, who forces defenses to account for him on every snap, who represents the future of their offensive identity. For a cornerback who's been actively bad this season and comes with massive developmental question marks, that's not addressing needs. That's creating new problems while solving nothing. Miami's cornerback situation is actually relatively solid when you examine their depth chart objectively. Yet, this blockbuster comes with significant risks and opportunity costs that demand careful consideration. Losing Reeves hurts on multiple levels. His chemistry with Donich, their two-man lineups posted a plus 4.6 net rating last season. His clutch gene, he shot 41.2% on go-ahead shots in the final 5 minutes. And his bargain contract make him one of our most valuable assets. Hakimura's departure within our forward depth, removing a versatile defender who can switch across positions and hit 42.2% as threes last year. The draft picks represent our future. The 2026 first could be valuable if we struggle. The 2028 swap provides insurance against decline. And the 2032 pick is pure gold in a league where young talent drives success. Bailey counters these concerns by emphasizing Markkanen's fit. His off-ball excellence eliminates the redundancy issues that plague our current roster, where Reeves, Donich, and James all prefer the ball in their hands. Defensively, while Markkanen is an elite, 0.7 steals, 0.4 blocks. His 7-foot frame allows him to contest shots and switch onto smaller players, a significant upgrade over our current forward rotation. Analytically, the trade makes sense. Markkanen's 1.12 points per possession on spot-ups would rank among the league's best, and his presence could boost our 3-point attempts from 35.1 per game, 28th in the league, to elite levels. The risk? If Markkanen's shooting regresses, his 34.6% from 3 last year was below his career 37% average. Or if injuries derail his impact, we mortgage our future for a player who doesn't move the championship needle. League Insider suggests Utah values Markkanen highly. His all-star pedigree and team-friendly contract through 2028 to 29 make him a coveted asset. But their openness to deals, as Mannix reports, creates a window of opportunity. Stepping back to view the broader implications, this potential trade embodies the Lakers' championship or bust mentality under Rob Pelinka's stewardship. We've consistently prioritized win-now moves, from the Anthony Davis blockbuster to the Russell Westbrook experiment, and adding Markkanen would continue that aggressive approach. In a Western Conference loaded with threats like the Thunder's youth movement and the Nuggets' championship pedigree, standing pat might mean falling behind. Markkanen's arrival would create matchup nightmares. Imagine him running the floor with LeBron in transition, spotting up for Donic's no-look passes, or exploiting smaller defenders in the post. His versatility, capable of playing both forward positions, gives Redick lineup flexibility, potentially enabling small ball units with Markkanen at center or traditional looks with him alongside DeAndre Ayton. The psychological impact can't be understated either. Landing an all-star Markkanen's caliber signals to the league that we're serious contenders, potentially attracting other stars or role players seeking championship glory. Critics might argue we're overpaying for a player who's never won a playoff series, but Markkanen's individual excellence, 19.0 points on efficient shooting despite Utah's dysfunction, suggests his impact would multiply in a winning environment. Historical parallels support the move. Think Kevin Love's arrival in Cleveland, where his spacing unlocked LeBron's drives, or Chris Bosh in Miami, whose versatility enabled the Heat's championship runs. Markkanen offers similar value: elite shooting, positional flexibility, and the basketball IQ to thrive alongside superstars without demanding touches. As we weigh this franchise-altering possibility, it's clear that pursuing Markkanen represents more than just adding talent. It's about maximizing our championship window while Donich and James are both at elite levels. His shooting would solve our spacing issues, his size would create mismatches, and his contract would provide stability through the decade. Whether Pelinka pulls the trigger depends on Utah's asking price and our willingness to mortgage the future for immediate glory. In the high-stakes world of NBA championship chasing, bold moves often separate legends from also-rans. Lakers visionaries, let's dive deep into this blockbuster scenario. Are you ready to trade away Reeves and our future picks for marketing's elite shooting and spacing? Or do you think the price is too steep for what we get in return? Drop your detailed breakdowns, alternative packages, or bold predictions about how marketing would transform our offense in the comments. I'm fired up to hash out the pros and cons with our sharp-minded community. If this championship-caliber analysis has you dreaming of Banner 18, show your support with a like to keep the conversation blazing and rally our purple and gold army. Until the next blockbuster rumor, stay ambitious, stay hungry, and let's chase that ultimate prize. Go Lakers!